that's not necessarily an easy answer because I think there's quite a few. But from my point of view, I think the move from digital to mobile to wearables is going to be quite transformational in terms of how we interact with customers. Not only from the point of view of they are going to have these devices, and so that gives them a different way to interact with you digitally, but also in terms of how you can enable your staff to respond differently to people. So before, where everything was anonymous, now you're getting to scenarios where your staff can know who somebody is when they walk up to them and have access to information in a intuitive fashion such that they can interact with them very naturally and not have to have a desk and a computer terminal and all of those devices between them and them. So that's going to allow a very different style of customer service experiences. I think massively. Customer data and our ability to know more about our customers, their wants, their needs, their desires, again, will be quite transformational in how it's going to enable us to do things differently for them. So that's both in terms of personal interaction, but it's also in terms of understanding what sort of product to present to them and how to better change their experience on board. If you know more about them, then you can make sure that instead of having to ask them if they want the chicken and beef, put the vegetarian option in front of them without even knowing. The airline industry has actually been in the cloud since almost the early days. If you look at reservation systems in particular, there's very few airlines that actually host their own reservation system. It's always out in a cloud type environment. So we as an industry have been there all along. But saying that, there are still lots of different systems which companies such as ourselves have tended to host themselves. And so we're having to go through quite difficult changes to move from that sort of owned, that's the server, it's sitting in a place I understand, to having no knowledge of it. You have to change your processes and procedures, you have to change how you procure and set up services. So there's a pretty steep learning curve to change that environment within technology departments for airlines. The move to mobiles and wearables and the next generation beyond wearables in terms of how that's going to impact customer experience, allowing your staff to know things about customers and allowing you to present information without a person involved that is unique and individual to them is going to be quite transformational in the customer